Welcome back to part 8. We will start off in round 66 using color D. We'll find that chain 2 corner space again, and we will place a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in that corner space. Back post half double crochet around this first half stitch from round 65. And then we will double crochet in that skipped single crochet from round 64, working behind round 65. We'll repeat that for a total of 16 times. So back post half around the half double crochet from round 65, double crochet behind 65 into the skipped single crochet of round 64. Back post and double, back post and double, so that's 4 I've done. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, check my counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Then we'll double crochet in this chain 1 space from round 64, which should be behind that long stitch that we made on those chain loops. And then we will back loop only half double crochet in this chain stitch that's between the 2 long stitches in round 65. So just pick up that back loop only of that chain stitch and complete the half double crochet. Then we want to work on round 64. We're going to do the back post half double crochet around this first cluster. Back post half double crochet, chain 3, 2, 3, and skip the next cluster and back post around the third cluster. So we did a back post half around the first and the third cluster with a chain 3 in between. And then we will do that back loop only, half double crochet in that chain stitch between the two double treble of round 65. So we'll repeat that 3 more times. The back post half double crochet around the first cluster, chain 3, back loop half double crochet around the third cluster, back loop only, half double crochet in that chain space or that chain stitch between the two double trebles, back post half, chain 3, skip a cluster, back post half around the third cluster, back loop half double crochet, and one more time the back post half around the first cluster, chain 3, skip a cluster, back post half around that third cluster, and one more back loop only in the chain stitch. Okay, so if we look at round 64 behind 65, we're going to skip this one stitch here. We're going to work in the next stitch. That stitch should be that front post single around that first quadruple treble that we did. So we're going to make a half double crochet in that front post single on round 64. Making sure that we're working behind the stitch of round 65. And then we will back post single around the single crochet of round 65. So we'll do that for a total of 10 times. We're going to do the half double crochet into round 64 in that front post single, working behind 65, back post single around the back post around the single of round 65. So half double crochet, back post single, half double crochet, back post single, half double crochet, back post single, half double crochet, back post single. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 I've finished, so 4 more. Half and the back post single, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then back on round 64, just after the quadruple treble, we want to half double crochet in this next stitch of round 64. And then we will continue like we did before those stitches and do the back loop only, half double crochet in that chain stitch, followed by the back post half double crochet around that first cluster, chain 3, back post half double crochet around the third cluster, and repeat that. So the back loop, half double crochet in the chain stitch, back post half double crochet on the cluster, chain 3, back post half double crochet around the third cluster, back loop only half, back post half, chain 3, back post half, back loop only in the chain stitch, back post half, chain 3, back post half, and one more back loop only, half double crochet in that chain stitch, so if we work behind round 65 and look at 64 where we did that last back post half double crochet, we're going to skip the next stitch and do a double crochet in that chain space. After the double crochet in the chain 1 space, we'll double crochet in that next single crochet as well. Then we will start with that back post half double crochet around round 65 and double crochet in the single crochet. Back post half and double crochet. And we'll repeat that for a total of 15 times until just before the corner. So that's twice, 3, 4, 15, and then back post half around that last half double crochet of round 65, which takes us to the corner for a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and we'll repeat that around all 4 sides. Just finishing up my last side here with the double crochet in that last single crochet and the final back post half double crochet. Then we can join to our corner single crochet with a slip stitch, but do not fasten off. We'll continue next round with color D as well. Round 67, we're going to continue with color D. Chain 2, which counts as a half double crochet, and we will double crochet, we will make 2 half double crochets, so 1, 2 in that chain 2 corner, plus a chain 2 and 2 more half double crochet, 1, 2. So the chain 2 counts as a half double crochet, 2 half, chain 2, 2 half in the corner chain 2 space. Then we're going to half double crochet in the next 36 stitches, including this first one, which may be a little bit hidden. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'll let you continue along for 36 half double crochet. 34, 35, and 36. That last half double crochet should be in that first cluster, the first back post half double crochet at the cluster. So a half double crochet in that chain 3 space, working in front of the chain 3 space. We're going to make a back post half double crochet around that middle cluster from round 64, and then back in the same chain 3 space, another half double crochet. We'll half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Be careful to getting that first one just after the chain 3 space. 1, 2, and 3. And we'll repeat that 3 more times. So half double crochet in the chain 3 space, back post half double crochet around that middle cluster, half double crochet in that same chain 3 space, half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. In the chain 3 space, back post half around the cluster, and back in that chain 3 space. The next 3 stitches. Oops. 1, 2, and 3. Back post half in the chain 3 space. Now the back post half double crochet, and a half double crochet in that same chain 3 space. Half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. And then we will half double crochet in the next 22 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 20, 21, and 22, which should be in the last stitch before the next chain 3 space. So we're making a nice solid row of half double crochet behind all of our work and where those long stitches are. So ready to work into those chain 3 spaces again. So half double crochet in the chain 3 space, back post half double crochet around that middle cluster, keeping it in front of the chain 3 space, and half double crochet in that same chain 3 space. Half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. And repeat that 3 more times. One, 2, 3. In the chain 3 space, back post half, in the same chain 3 space. 1, 2, 3, and one last chain 3 space, back post half, chain 3 space. next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and then half double crochet in the next 33 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and so on. 30, 31, 32, and 33, which should take you right to that corner chain 2 space again. So we'll do our chain, or our 2 half double crochet, chain 2, 2 half double crochet in that corner chain 2 space, and repeat that all the way around the other sides. Just remembering on your final repeat, we'll only need to do 32 half double crochet since we started with the chain 2 to replace that last double crochet. See you back at the end. And finishing up my final side, I have 30 half double crochet, 31, 32, and then just remember our starting chain 2 is number 33 of our half double crochet on that side. So we can go ahead and join to the top chain of that chain 2 and fasten off. Round 68, we are going to be doing mostly single crochets in this round with some chain 1 spaces. So not a tricky round to crochet, but the chain 1 space placement is important for the following rounds. So we recommend going ahead and marking all the stitches where we're going to skip and make our chain 1. So your first marker will go in the 13th stitch from the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and that's my 13th stitch, so that's the one I'm going to be skipping, so I placed my marker. Then you will continue counting on your side. You'll count 11 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and place a marker in the 12th stitch. You'll repeat that count 10 more times across the side, and that should leave you with 10 stitches unworked at before the next corner. So you go ahead and mark those stitches, and then we'll get started crocheting. So let's take color E. As I said, we're going to be doing mostly single crochets with chain 1 spaces. When we get over to where these clusters were made, we're going to attach this chain 2 to our single crochet, and I'll show you how to do that when we get there. So starting in the corner, we will start with a single crochet in that chain 2 corner space, chain 2, single crochet. Next, we will single crochet in the next 11 stitches. First, we're skipping this first stitch, that hidden stitch, starting in the next stitch for 11 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So that should be the stitch right before the stitch that we marked with our marker. So we will chain 1, skip that marked stitch, single crochet in the next 11. So we're going to leave our stitch markers here for now and just make the chain 1 space over them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, oops, 10 and 11, chain 1, skip the marked stitch, crochet in the next 11. 1, 2, 9, 10 and 11, chain 1, skip that marked stitch, single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, now here we're getting close to these cluster stitches, so we want to, as we get close to them, grab the third or that back bump of the chain. So if you turn it over, you can see this extra loop or bump on the chain. So there's 2 chains. You can either pick the first bump or the second bump and work that into a single crochet when we get to that stitch. So I need a couple more single crochets, so that's 3. On this next one, I'm going to insert my hook through the back bump of the chain. This one's a bit easier. And into the top of the next stitch, pull my yarn through that and complete the single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, we need to go to 11, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now I have another chain here on the cluster stitch, so I'm going to grab the back bump and into my single crochet, 10 and 11. So you can see how we have fastened 2 of those chain 2 loops as we worked our single crochet. And just to double check that I have 11 singles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 single crochet. And I'm at my marked stitch, so I'll chain 1, skip that marked stitch, single crochet in the next. 1, 2, 3, and I'm ready to join or to secure another one of these chain loops into my single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and I'm ready to secure another stitch. 10 and 11. So we have 4 of those chain 2s by the clusters secured. So I have one more here. Nope, that's all we have. We just have 4. All 4 of those chain 2 are secured. I am at my marker, so I'll chain 1, skip the marker, single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so we'll continue that across the rest of the side, being very careful when you get to the next set of clusters to attach those chain 2 as well. So I'll see you just at the next corner. So I'm almost at my next corner there. So after this last skip stitch, you will only have 10 single crochet. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we can go ahead and single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in that corner. So before you work your way around, you want to make sure that we have secured all of those chain 2 spaces above the clusters by grabbing the back bump of the chain and working it as we work our single crochet. If you're finding the back bumps hard to find, you can just use the back loop of the chain if you wish, if that's a bit easier. Okay, so we should have a total of 103 single crochets with 11 of those chain 1 spaces and then the chain 2 in the corner. So you can go ahead and finish the other sides and I'll meet you back here at the end of this round. Just finishing up my final side here. I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 single crochet to complete my last side. You can go ahead and join with a slip stitch to our first single crochet in the corner and fasten off. Round 69 with color B, we'll start in that chain 2 corner space, this time with 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. So 1, 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 more double crochet. We'll skip this first stitch and double crochet in the next 11 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. That should take us to that chain 1 space where we have our marked stitch. So we will double crochet in the chain 1 space and remove our marker. Then double crochet in the next 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, bringing us to that next marked stitch. We can remove the marker, double crochet in that chain 1 space, and repeat again along the whole side. So a nice uncomplicated round, relaxing double crochets, double crochet in 11 stitches, double crochet in the chain 1 space, removing your markers. And then when you get to the corners, the 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in each corner. So you can continue your way all the way around the blanket, and I'll meet you up at the corner. To double check your stitch count, you want to make sure there's 147 double crochet on each side. So I'll see you back at the end of this round. Finishing up my last side, I have 9, 10, and 11 for my last double crochet on the final side of this round. Join to the first double crochet with the slip stitch, and we're going to fasten off. Now next round we're using the same color, but we're going to be adding a chain space quite close to the corner, so it makes a neater finish to start the round again right in the corner. So we do want to finish off this round. Round 70 with color B again, starting in our chain 2 corner space. We will work 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in this corner chain 2 space. So that's 1, 2, chain 2, and 2 more double crochet all in that corner space. We want to double crochet in this first stitch, so make sure that we get that. If we need to move the stitches in the corner to find the first stitch, you can do that. Then we will chain 1, skip the next stitch, and then double crochet in the next 11 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet in the next stitch. So this chain 1 that we created and that stitch we skipped should be the double crochet that's in the chain 1 from round 68. So those chain 1 spaces will line up except for the first and the last one of this round. So we will continue to double crochet in 11, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, chain 1, skip the next stitch, which is in that chain 1 space from the previous round, and double crochet in 11. So we'll repeat that along the side, and I'll meet you back at the end of the side just before our next corner. So when you have worked your way along the side, you should have 12 chain 1 spaces, taking you right up to next to the corner. We will chain 1, skip that double crochet in the last one, and then we can do our 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet in the corner. And remembering to double crochet in that first stitch, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next 11, and so on. So there should be a total of 138 double crochets and 13 chain 1 spaces along our sides. So you can go ahead and continue around the next 3 sides, and I'll see you back here at the end of the round. So as you completed all 4 sides, you want to just double check that you have all 13 of those chain 1 spaces on each side. And if you have done that correctly, then we can go ahead and join to that first double crochet with a slip stitch and fasten off. Round 71, we'll use color C this round. We're also going to be working on the back side of our work, so make sure that you have the wrong side facing you before we begin. So in the chain 2 corner space, we're going to make a 5 double crochet cluster. So you insert your hook, well, yarn over first, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and leave those 2 loops on the hook. We do that 4 more times, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2 for 3 loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, 4 loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, 5 loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2 for 6 loops on the hook, yarn over, and pull through all 6 for that 5 double crochet cluster. Chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we're going to work in the skip stitch on round 69, keeping that chain 1 space behind our work. So pull that stitch to the front, and our 1 partial DC, 2, 3, 4, and 5, pull through 6 loops, chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now after this chain space here, we want to skip the next 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and work into that next stitch. So the 6th stitch from the chain 1 space, and we'll make another 5 double crochet cluster. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pull through the 6 loops, chain 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we'll skip those next 5 stitches and working into that skip stitch, keeping that chain 1 space behind our work, make another 5 double crochet cluster. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pull through all 6, chain 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Skip the 5 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and working into that 6th stitch, another 5 double crochet cluster. 5, and chain 7. Okay, so we want to have a total of, on each side, these 12 sets of the 2 clusters, the one on the skipped, and then the one back on our current round, down in the skip stitch, back on. So those 2 there, we'll work 10 more, and I'll see you back at the next corner at the end of this side. Just a reminder, as you're skipping the stitches, since we're working on the wrong side, the loops that we work into are to the left of the post and not the right. So if you're counting the loops to skip your stitches, make sure you're counting those ones that are to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and working into that next stitch there. I'm just finishing my first side here, working into that last skipped stitch. So I'll do my 5 DC cluster. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pull through all 6 loops, chain 7, 5, 6, 7. Then we will do our cluster in that chain 2 corner space. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and chain 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're ready to continue on down the other sides. Okay, so each side should have a total of 25 clusters with 26 chain 7 spaces. So you can work your way around, and I'll see you at the end of this round. Okay, just finishing up my last side here with my final 5 double crochet cluster. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, pull through 6 loops, chain 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we can join to that beginning cluster and fasten off the round. Round 72 and the final round for part 8. We will be using color B for this round again, and starting in the corner by the cluster stitch. We will be working some front post single crochets around our cluster stitches, and we want them to be in front of that chain 1 space. So if you wish, you can go through right now and poke them all to the front, or you can do that as we're working as well, but they will be pushed to the front as we work. So starting in the corner here, we will be working into round 70 corner in front of that cluster that we did there. So in the chain 2 space from round 70 before the cluster. So we're going to make 2 double crochet in that corner space in front of the cluster, 1 and 2. And then around the cluster that's in that corner, we're going to do a front post single crochet. So put your hook around the back of that cluster, pull that loop through, and make your front post single crochet. Then on the other side of the cluster, in that same chain 2 space, we'll make 2 more double crochet. 1 and 2. So after the 2 double crochet in that chain 2 corner, we want to make a double crochet in that first stitch, but we want it to be a back loop only double crochet. So through the back loop and complete the double crochet, and then double crochet in the next 2 stitches. 1 and 2. Okay, and then we're at our first cluster. So if we poke that through, we're going to make a front post double crochet around that. So the hook went around behind the stitch, grabbed the yarn, pull through 2, pull through 2, double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then back loop only double crochet in that next double crochet, and double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Then working around our next cluster, we'll do the front post single on this one, and then making sure as we work these double crochets that those chain 7 loops are free behind our work, that we don't catch those in our stitches. Okay, we're going to double crochet in the next 2 stitches here. Just be careful not to try to work into the one that the cluster is already in. Into the next stitch, double crochet, double crochet, back loop only, double crochet, and double crochet. In that next cluster we can poke through again, and we want to do that front post double crochet, so the hook around behind, pull the yarn forward and complete the double crochet, double crochet in the next 2 stitches, back loop only, and double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and front post single around the next cluster. Okay, so continue to work your way along the side. We've done 2 sets of those with the front post double and the front post single. You'll do 10 more of those until you get to the next corner, and I'll see you there. Okay, when you've neared the second corner, you can do that front post double crochet around that last cluster, double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and back loop only double crochet in that last one, and then working in front of the cluster but in that same chain 2 space from round 70, we'll make 2 double crochet, and then the front post single around the cluster, try that once more, and then on the other side of the cluster in that same chain 2 space we'll make 2 more double crochet to complete the corner, and then we double crochet back loop only of that very first stitch, 2 double crochet, front post double around the cluster, and continue working all 4 sides. If you wish to make it easier to find the skip stitches later on, you can place stitch markers in each of those front loop only stitches. Particularly the ones in the corner might be a bit tricky to find later on, or depending on the color you're using, so feel free to mark those if needed. And finishing up this round, I'll do my final front post double crochet, double crochet in the next 2, 1, 2, and then that back loop only double crochet, and join to our first double crochet to fasten off. And congratulations, part 8 complete.